Hey YouTube, it's me again. Sorry, my camera is balanced on like 3 boxes right now, 4 boxes, so I could sit in a chair and film this. But I wanted to talk to you guys about an experience I had with ordering a pair of shoes. Now, a lot of you guys who are friends with me on Facebook know that I've been obsessed with Jeffrey Campbell shoes for a little bit now, and ever since I first discovered Jeffrey Campbell as a shoe designer, I've been obsessed with a certain specific shoe, which was the Jeffrey Campbell black spiked Lita with silver spikes. I've been obsessed with these shoes for over a year, and I'd been looking and looking and looking for them. They're very, very rare and hard to find now, just because they were so popular when they were first released. I think it was not last year, but 2 years ago when they first got released. But they were really popular, everyone snatched them up, and no one was selling them back because they liked them. And I couldn't find them anywhere. Like, I checked all of the normal Jeffrey Campbell retailers that I buy from, and none of them had new pairs of spiked Litas because Jeffrey Campbell doesn't make them anymore. He's moved on to his other designs and his newer designs. But the new ones I did find were in like sizes 5 and 6. I'm a woman's 10, so I need something a little bit bigger than that. And so I would scour eBay. I've been scouring eBay for months looking for these shoes for over a year, and I finally, one day, found a listing for the shoes in a size 41, which it's hard to compare European sizes to American sizes in like a direct conversion, but women's size 10 is approximately a UK size 41. So I finally found them in my size, and I was so excited to finally find them that I bought them right away, straight away, barely even looked at the price, and just kind of, I'd been waiting for them for too long. I couldn't let them slip through my fingers again. So I ordered them without really, and then I kind of looked back and noticed that the seller was from Italy. And I was like, oh, well, that's okay, that'll be fine. Now, the eBay seller I bought these from, Mustache Shop on eBay, had like a 99.8% positive rating, which is awesome. I was like, sweet, cool, great, nothing's gonna go wrong here. And they were amazing. Like, their customer service was fantastic. But the guy, one of their representatives from the seller, messaged me saying that he didn't understand what an APO address was, which, I mean, they live in Italy, that's pretty normal. There are military bases in Italy, but they probably, the civilians, just like Japanese civilians here, are probably not very familiar with what an APO is. Heck, there are Americans who aren't military affiliated who don't know what an APO is. For those of you who don't know, by the way, it's basically, and it's this, like I explained to him, an APO is a mailbox. It's a mailing address that is used for American service members that are serving overseas. And basically it makes it so that it's cheaper and easier for American military service members to get the goods from their families and the goods that they order online without exposing their location or creating any operational security issues. And it's cheaper because it's run through United States Postal Service, so shipping ends up being a lot cheaper too. But this person had absolutely no idea what an APO was, and they use DHL to ship their stuff, and they said that the online input system that DHL uses doesn't accept an APO address. Now, as a military service member or a family member, you're gonna run into this problem a lot. You're gonna run into the problem of people not knowing what an APO is, or people not having things that are, systems that are compatible with APO addresses. I've gotten this a lot in my ordering of items online. Sometimes I've actually had to not order things on a website because they don't ship to APO addresses. But I'm actually gonna make a video talking about companies that are APO friendly, and so stay tuned for that one. But there is an address, like a Japanese street address that the military postal service gives us for when we're ordering something from Japan or from outside of the US. So I gave them that address and that worked, and they were like, oh yay, it's perfect, you know, awesome, you should get your stuff in a couple of days. I was so excited, and I actually wasn't prepared for what would happen next. This is where the lesson comes in. So one day I wake up on my own at like 10:30 in the morning, and then I hear something and I'm like, is that my doorbell? That's my doorbell. And I ran downstairs because I'm so not used to my doorbell ringing, because no one really comes over unwarranted or anything. But I ran downstairs and I saw a DHL truck in the parking lot, and I was like, oh yes, my shoes are here, thinking that I was just gonna sign a piece of paper and take my shoes home with me. So the guy who worked for DHL, who came to my door, was a Japanese national, didn't speak very much English at all. So I was aware that now when you get something sent to you from another country that's not Japan and it's not getting shipped to an APO, there is a little something called import duty or import tax. Basically, it's a tax imposed by the country you're living in based on the value of the item you bought and you know, what type of item it is. And I was prepared for that. You know, I had about the equivalent of $20 US in my wallet, and I was like, you know, I'm ready for this. That'll be more than enough to cover any import tax that comes in. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but like I said, I didn't really look at the price. In US dollars, I paid with shipping about $230 for these Jeffrey Campbell Spike Litas when I first made the purchase on eBay. That's a lot, I know, but I couldn't find them anywhere else for any less than that. So I had to do what I had to do, and I wasn't really expecting much else. So I got to the door, he shows me the label on the package and points at a number. That number is 6,000 something. It was like 6,023. That is a yen amount. That is a amount of yen for import duty. I ended up owing this guy 60 additional American dollars. Of course, he only took yen, but $60 in additional import tax for this item. After paying $230 for the item itself, once the guy came to my door, I had to all of a sudden come up with $60 for an import tax. I was shocked. I didn't know what to do. I made the poor guy wait in the parking lot while I ran over to the, because, you know, my husband was at work, he took the car. I had to run to the ATM, get money out, and run back because I didn't have $60 to pay this guy in yen. So I went and I got the yen and I paid him, but, you know, it's an important lesson to learn. When you're ordering something, if you're a military family member or a military service member and you're ordering something to ship to an APO, guys, make sure that the person you're buying from is APO friendly. Make sure there's a USPS option for your item, or, you know, something. Like, you know, it's just, oh God, because that was such an embarrassing situation to be in, where you're not prepared, you have to make this poor guy wait, and it was such an important lesson for me to learn that I just had to make this video. Like, I was going to wait until I got another pair of shoes that I'm expecting that are shipping from the US, who the seller is APO friendly, but I had to make this video because it's such an important lesson to learn. Make sure your shippers are APO friendly, make sure they know what an APO address is, and that they can ship to one. Ideally, don't order from any country outside of the US, because you're gonna be paying import tax out the butthole, and boy did I learn that the hard way. So that's my story, that's my lesson for you guys, and I figured you might want to see the shoes themselves. There they are. These are my beautiful $300 shoes. These are now definitely on the docket as one of the most expensive pairs of shoes I own, although not for the reason that I expected them to be. But they do fit, they are glorious, I love them to death. That said, probably not going to be ordering from Italy again anytime soon. So now it's your turn, YouTube. Have you guys learned this lesson the hard way? Did you learn anything from this video? I really hope you did. And stay tuned because I'm going to be filming a video about different companies that I've ordered from that are definitely APO friendly and how APO friendly they are as kind of like a ranking running list. So be sure to subscribe, hit that little button. I know it helps me out and it might be able to help you guys out too. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for continually being there and watching my videos, because the more subscribers I get, the more likely YouTube is to pay me. Kinda, maybe, I don't know. That's a whole nother video. Anyway, I hope you guys learned something from this, and I'll see you in a few days. Bye!